today the plants arrived. We have a really big box of plant shipment. I'm super excited to unbox everything. As you can see, we have a really big box and this is how they come. They wrap them really nicely in like either a cardboard like this or like the wrapping paper like that, and they do include it with the cotton. So what I'm gonna do is just spend some time unpacking everything. This part is probably going to be sped up for the vlog, but I will have a separate video showcasing all the plants so that you guys can see them one by one, and I'll talk about some care tips and things like that. And James is going to help me as well, so you'll probably see his hands in the video too. But let's just get started.
The white princess with the pink on it? I don't know. This is a white princess. You know you ordered one, right? I did. No, it has a fucking pink leaf. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's what it's expensive? Yes. What's that, $590? This is a pink princess. It's dark. This is a white princess. Holy crap. I'm surprised they didn't give us. Variegated. Like that. Like the last time they said variegated, it was like half and half. Like half green, half white. It was still good. It just wasn't what we were expecting. I like that little one. Hopefully it's like our last one. I hope it is like our last one. Wow! Oh my god! You can even see me. Oh my goodness. Look at this right here. This is how big it is, you guys. We treated ourselves to this gift for us.
We had a big accident with our other monstera albo in moving, and it completely got dropped and lost every single leaf. And I was really sad about it, but I figured it would be nice to treat ourselves to a new monstera albo. So this is one of the special ones. It's kind of expensive, but it is their high variegated 10-inch pot monstera albo, and we plan to probably keep this in here, or we might keep it downstairs in the living room, but let's take a look. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, honey, look at it.
Yeah, that thing looks good.
Wow, it's so nice. This is insane. I can't believe how nice this is. Oh, it makes me so happy. Oh my god, this root system is probably insane. So this is what it's looking like. Oh, this is one of the newer leaves. It got a little bit crushed in shipment, but it's looking nice. We have some leaves over here. It did really well for it being on the very bottom. Oh, it really does look like our other one, kind of.
Yeah, nice.
A little bit.
A little bit. Our other one's a little bit more high variegation, but this is I like the lot more. I like the green.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that
a little bit more stable. So that's everything in the box for this round of plants. So usually what I like to do is let them chill for a few days, and then I will check on some of them. If they're in regular potting mix, I will upgrade them to my personal potting mix, and I'll give them all new pots, clean them up, and do a pest prevention on them as well. So you'll see me doing that later this week. And like I said, I'll be filming a separate video showing off each plant like one by one and talking about plant care and everything like that. So I will see you guys in a few days. Hi guys, no face for this part because I just finished regular work and your girl looks a freaking mess. I had a real stressful day. What I'm about to do is unpot all the plants, put them in new soil, and start getting them acclimated. I was gonna wait a few days to do this, but then I remembered that tomorrow is trash day, and I want to be able to get all this like trash like out of here. That is something that I am not used to, like having trash day. Like back at the apartment, we just had the dumpster right in front. We could just take the trash out whenever. We have about 50 plants in total. We got some really nice ones, as you guys probably saw in the last clip. We were really pleasantly surprised with a lot of them. I'm really happy with them. A lot of the plants have multiple plants in them, so I'm going to separate them, put them in their own pots, stuff like that. I have all my pots out here. This is the typical 4-inch pot that majority of the plants get potted into. It's just the standard one. And then I have some 5s and I have some 6s. This is also my first time doing a repot session in the new studio. I like that I can have my comfy chair. And if you guys didn't see my last video showing the process of me buying the house and setting up this room, make sure you go check it out. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you guys all the plants at the end. So today is the next day. I am going to start labeling the plants and getting the pictures done. I would like to get all the pictures done today. I don't have any expectation to, get them all edited and like all the listings up, but I'm trying to at least get the pictures done. Today is Friday. If I can get all the pictures done today, then tomorrow I can start working on the pictures for all of the non-plant items, because I want to retake pictures of pretty much everything on the site. I actually have 5 bins of new plants. I was able to make a lot of plants out of some of the existing ones that were sent because they have like multiples in there. So I have like 5 bins, and then I have, I think, 2 or 3 bins of plants that we already had, and I just want to get new pictures of everything. While I'm doing the labels right here, I'm going to also be wiping all the leaves down. I am going to wipe them down in the neem oil dish soap water solution that I always use. I just mix it up in this little spray bottle, and it consists of this neem oil concentrate, regular tap water, and you can use a mild dish soap. I like to use Dawn specifically for it. I pretty much use Dawn for any type of mild dish soap like solution for like plants. I always use Dawn. When I'm done the labels for all the plants, I'm gonna take them to my little photo section. One thing I really wanted to do was take all new pictures of the plants and really try harder to take better pictures. I feel like my pictures on the shop site were a bit inconsistent sometimes, like some were good and then some just like weren't. I'm going to try to start taking the pictures with the actual camera that I'm using to record. I normally take the pictures on my phone because it's like kind of like natural for me to just use my phone. There's definitely a learning curve with the camera. So I took a few test pictures and I put them on the computer just so I can, you know, try to get the settings down, and I'm hoping that they all turn out good. I'm hoping that none of them are blurry, because sometimes when you take the picture on the camera, it looks good until you put it on the computer and then it looks blurry. So I'm gonna be like really upset if all these pictures come out blurry. I'm gonna really try to get better photos and like really work on the lighting better. The pictures just weren't doing them justice, and they just like weren't selling until I took like an updated photo. I will check in with you guys when I'm done. Then we can start sorting the plants and working on the pictures for the other non-plant products.
My mistake giving you love galore. Hope you find someone that can really adore you. Don't worry, I ain't keeping grudges, cause I'm doing better, life cannot be more golden. But honestly, I won't lie, sometimes I ask why I can't get you out my head. Now hard to forget that I really need to cut you off. You're always trying to lead me on. You're making all these promises and you'd always quit. You're just another hypocrite. No, I'm against you, got no ahead. Now you thought that I would always.
I just finished cleaning all the plants and putting their labels on. So these bins include all the new plants, and it includes some of the plants that we already had. Like I said, I wanted to get new pictures of everything, and a lot of the plants needed to be cleaned anyway because when I was moving, some of them like fell over and stuff like that. I think that we have a good selection this time. And I'm really happy with all the plants that we got this time around. Everything looks really good. I'm super excited for you guys to be able to shop. So I'm now going to start taking the pictures. Like I said, I'm going to try to do it on this camera. So I'm not going to record that process, but I will check in with you guys probably tomorrow or later. After I'm done taking the pictures, I probably will start editing a few of them, just to like get started. What I would like to do is finish the pictures and then start sorting the more rare plants into the detolf, because the detolf is going to be the place where all the more rare plants for sale are going to be. Kind of like a rare plant cabinet, like when you walk into a, you know, a little plant store. And also this week I would like to organize these two shelves. These house all of my plants. So I did downsize a lot, but every time I get a new shipment, I end up taking a few plants for myself because it's good to just have some mother plants too that I can prop. So at the top there, you can see I took a few out of the bunch. I would like to do an anthurium shelf on this side and then like a philodendron and miscellaneous shelf on that side. But I don't know if I can, I'll see. Also some plants, I might move them downstairs into the rudsta or the milsbo. We also got this 10-inch pot, monstera elbow. I don't have a pot big enough for it, so I'm gonna run out to Lowe's tomorrow and just go to their garden center and just get one of those big pots. And I'm probably gonna do a repot like video separate just for this plant. That'll come later, but for now it's gonna just chill in its current pot. It's doing fine. Probably water it this week though, and then I'll repot it like next week. And then I have all the pots over here. I need to take new photos of those as well. The thing with the pots is it's really hard to take photos of them on the white photography background here. So I'm thinking about just taking the pictures like against the wall because it's kind of like a cream color, so maybe it will look better. I do like my pictures kind of particular with like the solid white background, but with just some things it's a little hard, so I might just do that. If I can get all this stuff done, I'm hoping by like Sunday I can start working on the soil bags, get pictures of those, and just start working on getting the shop updated. I did some minor changes to the shop site. I changed up like our banner and like, you know, the design and stuff like that. So I'm excited to like relaunch the site with like a new look and everything. So I'll be working on that throughout the week as well. But I did give myself a hard deadline of next Thursday to open the shop. Sometimes I do procrastinate, so me giving myself a hard deadline like that is going to force me to do it. It's not just me telling myself it's going to be Thursday. I already told everybody it's going to be Thursday. So I need to have it done by Thursday. Sometimes that's just what I have to do. I'm going to start taking pictures of all these plants. I have no idea how many there are, but I was able to separate a lot of the plants because, like I said, there were so many in one pot. I like to separate them just so that everybody has a chance to get something. And not everybody wants to like get like a really big plant. Some people just want like a small one. Sometimes the smaller ones are a little bit cheaper, so you can afford like, you know, your wish list plant or like the unicorn plant since it's smaller. So I'm gonna get started on the pictures and I will catch in with you guys later. I went to Lowe's this morning, as you guys saw. I was looking for a bigger pot for the new Monstera albo. Is this plant down here. This plant is in a 10-inch pot and it needs a repot. So I went to Lowe's and I got this 12-inch pot right here. It was like $5 or $7, so you can't beat the price. I was not about to get nothing fancy because the bigger the pot, the more expensive it is. It's like covered in pollen too, so I need to clean that. Lowe's was so freaking busy, you guys. Like, I got there at like 10 o'clock and everybody was out there. I guess because it's like getting nicer out and stuff, but like, oh my God, the garden center was just insane. I've literally been to that Lowe's every single day in the last 2 weeks for like renovation and stuff like that. Their house plants have been exactly the same, so I didn't even bother recording it, but they had some cute outside stuff. Once we get a little bit more settled in, I'm gonna start working on the outside. We have a couple garden beds, so I wanna put like some nice flowers in them. Maybe even like some alocasia bulbs, like, or something like that. I don't know. I did just finish filming another YouTube video, so if you see me in this outfit, no you didn't. But I guess an update from last night. I cleaned every single plant, test treated them, took pictures of them. That probably took me like close to 8 hours. I don't know, it just took me so freaking long, and I guess it's because I'm so particular about everything. I make sure I clean each and every leaf front to back for all the shop plants. Then I had to take pictures of every single plant. Each plant has to get like multiple pictures of like different angles, their different leaves, stuff like that. And I was using this camera, so there was definitely a learning curve. Honestly, I'm not 100% pleased with how the pictures turned out. I'm just gonna have to just suck it up and use them because I took 720 photos and I'm not about to retake them. So I just gotta like figure out the settings better and stuff like that. I was just having trouble like getting it to focus and it was just a lot. So I had a really long night with that. For what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to just clean up in here because like I said, I just recorded, so there's dirt and stuff everywhere. I was doing a lot of stuff with the plants last night, so there's dirt on the floor. I have to like sweep and stuff. I need to also mop in here. So I'm waiting on my new mop to come in the mail. Kind of like a Swiffer, but not really. I have a regular Swiffer, not the wet jet one with like the little squirt handle, just like regular one, and that shit, it's not cutting it. Like, I need something that's better. Like, so I ordered kind of like the same thing, but it's a little longer. It has like reusable like pads for the ground, so when it's dirty, you can just put it in the washer instead of using like those Swiffer ones that are like trash. But once I get that, I'm going to sweep in here, mop the floor. I want to start organizing the shelves. So let me show you guys what I did last night. So last night, after I was done the pictures, I did kind of organize the plants based on the type of plants like I normally do. Over here, we have some of the Hoyas, like the bigger ones, like Chicken Farm, Sarawak, and the Polynura back there. Down here, we have all the rehabs that are looking god awful, but they're healthy, they're just ugly, so they're in here. I have a lot of open space as well still, so that's good. So in case I start potting up my propagations, I'll have some space. So we have those. These are some extra Hoyas that I have in this shelf. Down here, we have the Syngoniums and Epipremnum. And over here, we have some of the plants from the previous restock. So we have like the Jose's, the Amy Durans over here. Are like all the pink princesses, white princesses, all the little seedlings, all the burrow marks, variegated. Here's some of our props. And here is the double detolf cabinet. So remember when I was saying I wanted to make this like the rare plant cabinet for the shop? I spent some time just kind of organizing it. So at the top, we have the variegated alocasias and some of the Hoya New Guinea Ghost. Then over here we have the Monstera ties, and I have a few of the Syngonium Redstock tricolors. This is a mixture of Adansonii albo, Epipremnum marble, and Adansonii Aria. In here we have some of the nicer pink princesses, one of the nicer white princesses. This is a hybrid anthurium. It's a King of Spades and Ace of Spades. And then we have the Dr. Block here. This is Anthurium and Michelle. And on the bottom, we have all of our Monstera albos down here. So yeah, I worked on that last night. So this is pretty much good. And I just stuck majority of them in these clear square containers. These are acrylic. I actually got these at Target. They're just called like stackable tray. It's by their Bright Room brand. They're really nice. I was using them for like other stuff around the house, but then I was like, oh, these fit perfectly in here. So if I can find more, I'm probably going to just buy a ton of these and maybe just use these for the shop instead of like the big bins. I don't know. It does make more sense to use the bigger bins, but I like the sleek look of these, so it might be something I switch out to. Yeah, I'll probably have to go to Target and see what they have, but yeah, I've had those already, so I just figured I would use them. So now I would like to organize this shelf and this shelf over here because these are all of my plants, and it's also going to be like the backdrop of my videos. So I want it to look nice. So I do have a good mix of anthuriums and philodendrons. So I'm thinking maybe I could do one side anthuriums, one side philodendrons, but I just have to see like how many like we actually have. I recently added a few to the collection. So I added this Anthurium Michelle. This is a philodendron white princess tricolor. It has the white and the pink. So this leaf is half moon pink pretty much. Also added this philodendron red Anderson. This is the other Anthurium hybrid, the Ace of Spades and King of Spades. I'm going to add this one to my collection. And also this beautiful Friedeck, because this one is the one that had a ton of corms in it, and it did have a ton of little pups too. So I want to keep this one in hopes that it will still keep producing a lot of corms and pups. So I'm going to use this one for propagation purposes. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm just gonna try to get a little bit organized in here, and I will let you guys know how everything turns out. And then probably for the remainder of the day, I'm gonna just start working on these pictures because like I said, I got 700 pictures to go through. I got a bunch of supplies that I need to unbox and put away. And I still have to take pictures of the plant pots and the new soil bags I have to get with that as well. I don't know if I have time today or if I'll feel like it today, more like it. Maybe I can do it tomorrow. Today's Saturday, so I still do have all day Sunday, and Monday is a holiday, so I don't have any work. So I can use a lot of time to just start getting the shop together. Ideally, I would like to have the pictures done so that on Monday I can just focus on making listings and everything be ready to go live on Thursday. So I'm gonna just start cleaning up in here and hopefully it looks good. Oh, it's so cute, you guys. Oh, I love it. And I also added this plant up here. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this one in there. I just put a random plant in there for now, but this was a planter that my friend on Instagram, Carly, made me. It's pink and the green, so I think that it matches perfectly. It's looking really nice in here. I got a new paper roll. This John is so heavy, you guys. This is the paper that I use to wrap all the plants. James recently made me a little nifty device so that I can store the paper on a roll and have it. We're not sure if it's gonna be able to hold this paper because it is like 30 pounds, but we gotta find out. It actually works. I'm pretty happy about it because this paper is really heavy. They actually do sell a paper holder for this thing, but like, it's like $70. It doesn't make any freaking sense. Like, why is it so freaking expensive? So this is just a little one of those calyx cubicle storage thingies from Ikea. He literally just took a curtain rod and just nailed it to it and put the rod, and it works perfectly now. So I have that, and then he put this on wheels so that I can just like store this away and just access it when I need it. So that's good. So I think I'm gonna definitely do the philodendrons on this side. I have some more in my cabinets downstairs, so honestly, I might just bring up some plants because there ain't much going on in them cabinets downstairs, and it probably would just look better up here until I like rebuild, you know, those cabinets and make them look nice again. But while I'm doing this, I'm going to just wipe down all of my plants' leaves with that same neem oil dish soap solution that I always use, because in the move they did get like dirty because they like fell over and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna do that as I'm putting them on the shelf. I am thinking about probably bringing up the Syngonium chiapens variegated, just because it is such a nice plant. I feel like it should be featured in the background. So that might be like one of the only non-philodendrons on the shelf, but for the most part it's gonna be philodendrons. So another thing is these plants all need a repot, but I'm waiting for the bigger pots to come. So I just finished both of the shelves and I think it's looking really good. I kind of stuck with the whole philodendron thing, but I did have some other plants that I did want to put in here. So this is my philodendron jungle boogie. I've had this plant for probably a year now. I grew it from a little tiny seedling that had like 3 leaves. Behind it is my philodendron Billy. This one I got almost a year ago as well, from Jenny Sprouts. It's a plant store in Florida. This right here is my philodendron Ploumanii citrus that I got from Ecuador a few months ago. We have my new alocasia fried egg variegated here. This is one of my philodendron pink princesses. The other half of it is actually downstairs in my rudsta cabinet, and I've cut and sold this plant a million times. My Syngonium chiapens variegated. The pattern I'm noticing is that it puts out a variegated leaf and then it puts out a solid leaf. So It just is finishing putting out this variegated leaf, so I'm expecting the next one to be solid. This was the previous variegated leaf, so this is the color it turns out to be. Before it is hardened, it looks like this. This is my philodendron gloriosum green. We have the new white princess here with the pink on it. We have the philodendron red Anderson. The red Anderson is a cross between the philodendron pink princess and the philodendron white knight. And then in my little terrarium slash greenhouse box, I have some other little props in here. Some of these are for sale, some of them are mine, but I figured I would just put them in here. This is a little Syngonium mojito. And then this is a little pink princess that I've been growing. This is a little pup that came from that pink princess. So you can tell that this pink princess mother plant is very high variegated. So anytime a little pup sprouts out, I usually do take it and then I make it into an additional mother plant. So right now I have 2 or 3 of these pink princesses that are mother plants for the shop. And then on the right side, this is the little anthurium section. So this section definitely did stay all anthuriums. It's looking awesome. So in the back here, we have one of my Dr. Blacks. This is a anthurium Brielle exara. This plant has seen better days, trust me, it has, but I'm hoping that now that I'm all moved in, I can really focus on it. This is one of my anthurium queens. The other leaf completely tanked, so I cut it, but it does have a new leaf on the way, so hopefully we can get this plant to stay beautiful. This is the remainder of my anthurium luxurians. I talked about it in my last video, but this plant completely tanked in the move. It had 4 leaves in total, now it's down to 1. All 3 of the leaves completely yellowed over. It just wasn't getting enough water because I was gone all day, like moving and renovating. Anthurium Ace of Spades crossed with the King of Spades. Anthurium crystallinum crossed with a Bessier app. My Anthurium clarinervium. This is Anthurium Michelle. Anthurium forgetii crossed with a crystallinum. And then in this little terrarium box, I have my little Anthurium seedlings. This is one of the little queens. This one is an Anthurium forgetii. This is some type of hybrid. I have to look it up, but I think it's like a mag crossed with some type of dock block. I don't remember. And then this little guy is a silver blush. So this is what it looks like from afar. I can't get it all in frame, but pretty much I'm going to be sitting like in the middle, and then this will be like my backdrop. The detolf cabinet in the middle is always going to change based off of stock because those are shop plants. As for the bottom shelves, they're probably going to be just extra, you know, plant shelves for like propagations and stuff. I don't really know yet. It always seems like I have so much when I like am processing the shipments, but then when I get them all sorted out, it's like I barely have anything on the shelves. So now I have the opportunity to buy bigger plants because in the apartment, I would always stay away from bigger plants because it just took up too much space, but now I have the space for it, so I'm really excited to start collecting some big guys as well. I would like to get a pretty big Thai constellation at some point too, and hopefully one day I think I'm going to get an aria as well, so maybe they can hang out on these bottom shelves. I have been so busy taking pictures and editing them for the shop. For each plant and each product for sale, I do have to take individual photos of them so that I can make listings for each item. And for each plant, I try to take about 4 to 5 pictures per plant. So that totals out to be like almost 1,000 photos. And then I put them into my computer to edit them into Lightroom. And this is kind of where I'm having the issue. Normally for my pictures, I will remove the background for each one so that it's just like a completely blank white background. But doing that takes so much time because I have to do it for each individual picture. There's like no possible way to like batch do it. You literally have to do it for each picture. So I'm trying to get away from doing that and just using the white background as it is. But I think because I'm such a perfectionist, I'm getting super frustrated because I can see like the shadows and stuff like that, and it's like really making me like kind of annoyed. And I know it's not that serious. I just feel like sometimes I just want everything to look perfect, and one goal of mine for the shop was to really start taking better product pictures, and I just feel like they're just not coming out good. I don't know if it's a combination of me just not knowing how to use the camera properly, but pretty much like every picture looks kind of blurry, and I don't know, I just don't like them. But I'm at the point where I'm 700 and something photos in. Like I can't see myself trying to retake them. It's just gonna take too long. So I've just been going through like all of them. Some of them look pretty good and the colors like look really good. Probably to you guys it doesn't look bad at all, but when I'm looking at them I see like all these imperfections. Another thing that I'm having a hard time with is like taking pictures of the plant pots. I wanted to take all new photos of the plant pots, all the clear ones, because the ones that I had, they were like kind of like old, so I wanted to just, you know, refresh it. But because the plant pots are clear, it is nearly impossible to get a good photo of them because the camera like doesn't focus on them because it's just transparent. But I did decide to use some of the plants I have as a backdrop, so they look okay, but I don't feel like they are crisp. Really, I feel like they're kind of blurry. Maybe I can try again later to get some nicer pictures like in the future, but I think for right now I'm just gonna have to just use what I have. Something that I want to work on for myself is to stop like beating myself up like over everything. Like when it comes to my shop, you don't really realize it, but once you make your own business or make art or something like that, anything that you create, you realize that every little thing has to be perfect. You know, I think I need to start giving myself more credit because I do all of this stuff by myself. You know, I run the store by myself. I take care of the plants by myself. I do the editing. I completely design my shop website, everything. So I need to give myself more credit, but I am a little frustrated, so I think I'm just going to just go with the pictures that I have, and then maybe I'll just take a break from it and do something else. I do need to start working on making the new potting mix bags because that's something else that I'm going to have to get pictures of as well. I think I'm just looking at it too much and I think I just need to take a break. I ordered this little smoothie bowl. I've been super obsessed with these lately. This is a pitaya bowl. It's like the dragon fruit base. Like I could literally eat this every single day. So I'm gonna take a break and eat my lunch. Probably just like go through the photos and just use what I have, and then like that's just it. I think I just need to walk away from it. And then I'm gonna try to start working on the potting mix bags. I just finished getting all of the potting mix bags together with their new bags and new labels. Prior to this, I was selling a 12-ounce bag and that was the biggest size that I had. So a lot of people had to buy multiples of the 12-ounce bag. But now I am going to be using these really big bags here. These bags are 2-gallon bags, but I just prefer doing everything by weight because at the end of the day, that's how packages are weighed. They're weighed in pounds. Doing it by gallon, it's a little bit just too complicated. What I decided to do was eliminate the 12-ounce and just start at 1 pound. All the bags are the same. They're gonna be the same 2-gallon bag, but the amount of product is what is going to be different. For instance, this bag is going to be a 1 pound bag. It's not going to look like it's full. And I just want to address that with you guys that like, just because the bag isn't full doesn't mean the product's not there. This is a pound of product. That's what it looks like in this bag. I'm just not going to go and get different size bags so that it looks full. You know what I mean? It's just a waste of money. But I still want to be able to give the option of you guys getting like a 1 pound. This is what a 1 pound bag looks like. And when you receive it, it's going to be folded down like this. So it's gonna be folded down and taped, and that's what it's gonna be. And also on the label, I did specify that the bag may not appear full because it's based off of product weight. So just so there's no confusion, you got your bag and you're like, oh my God, it's not full. The product is there. It's gonna be based off of product weight. So we're gonna have a 1 pound. We're also gonna have a 2 pound bag. And then we're gonna have a 3 pound bag. For all the people that like to order a lot of potting mix, you now have options. I think that this is a good direction to move in, just giving the bigger bag option. There may be a time you order plants and potting mix, you might see the potting mix shipped separately, just because it can like really overweigh the package and sometimes I just like to ship the plants separate if you order a ton of plants and like potting mix. So yeah, I'm really excited for the new sizes, and I hope you guys are too. But yeah, I wanted to still be able to give you guys like a smaller amount, like a medium, and then like a large size. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on the new labels and then get some stock pictures of these so that I can make new listings for these on my shop. I finished doing all the plant listings in the plant pot listing, so that is done and ready to go for Thursday. Today is Monday, so I've really been working hard this weekend. And then earlier today, we did go to Target and Walmart. Walmart did have a bunch of the tropical collections, the white nights. I was actually kind of impressed with them. The variegation was okay, but the plants themselves were quite big, so it was nice to see them. The reason I went to Target was so that I can pick up more of these little trays. These are the trays that I've been using in the detolf. I think I talked about it earlier, but I really like how these trays look with the plants in them, so I think I'm going to try to switch out some of the larger bins like around, at least for like the top row, because I feel like this is more aesthetically pleasing than the big bins. So the big bins will probably go on the bottom, and then these ones will probably just go on the top. So I'm probably going to do that today, switch out a lot of them. If you want this little tray, this is by the Bright Room brand. I think it's the Target brand, and it's 11.8 inches by 11.8 inches by 2 inches. So you can just find this in their little container section. They have a bunch of them, and they're really sturdy. I wish that they had a little bit longer one, but I think that this works great. I think I mentioned before as well that I was considering putting maybe like a layer of leck at the bottom just to soak up some water, but I am going to restyle some of the plants around to just make it a little bit nicer, because I do plan on doing my official plant room tour this week. So I'm probably going to clean up in here as well. And then also when I was at Walmart, I had to pick up some more polyfill. Polyfill is the cotton that I use to pack the plants. I usually buy it on Amazon, which I'll have a link in the description below if you need it for your store, if you're packing plants, but Walmart does carry it. So if you're ever in a pinch like I am right now, you can go to Walmart and get it too. So anyway, let me go ahead and get these pictures done, and then I will catch up with you guys when I start putting these trays on the shelves. This is the new monstera elbow that I just got for our house, and I guess for the shop as well. I'll probably prop it in the future. It's got some like little damaged leaves because it was like at the bottom of the box in the shipment. I did buy this pot here from Lowe's. I'm gonna repot it this week, but I want to go outside and water it because it's in like this really big pot. So I'm just gonna go outside real quick and water it and spray it down with the hose so that when it's time to repot it, it won't be like soaking wet or anything, but it'll still be like freshly watered. So I've been super busy this week getting the shop ready to go. Today is Thursday, so it is the restock day. I am launching at 12 and right now it's 11:30. I completely changed up the whole look of the shop pretty much. I wanted it to be more simple, I guess. I'm probably going to redo my logo at some point, but for the most part, this is what the shop is looking like. I changed up the banner and I used all pictures of my plants in my collection, and I think I really like how it turned out. And this is the new shop page. So on the front, you're gonna see the regular plants, like common plants that are like new. So I have them all up here. And then underneath, I added a new section called collector's plants. This is a category on the shop that is specifically for more high-end plants. So if you're looking for high-end plants, you can just shop this category. So I added that as well. I did change up the potting mixes. This is the picture I ended up going with. I just took it on the floor. It looked the best this way. And yeah, so this is the potting mix section. Here's the new pictures of the plant pots. I think it turned out pretty good considering I was like a bit stressed out about it. I'll probably retake pictures in the future. I'm thinking that maybe I should take the plant pot pictures outside. I think that would just look better like in the sunlight or something like that. So maybe I'll do that in the future once I get all the bigger pots, because I did place a huge order of new pots in different sizes from like size 8 to like 10, I think. So they should be coming within like the next month. And then I still need to take an updated picture of moss poles, but that will come later. And then I always kind of just keep the heat packs on here, even though it's summertime. I know no one's gonna buy them. I just keep them on here. Just so that you know that we have them in the winter time. We have like the newsletter, my YouTube, my Instagram feed, and then I put the reviews on the front page as well. I think it's good to have the reviews and feedback on the front page, just in case somebody's taking a quick glance, they can come and check out everything that we have here. You can leave a review on Instagram, you can leave a review on the site. There's a form that you can type it in. TikTok, even, whatever. I post every type of review that we have, good or bad. So yeah, that is what's going on here. Honestly, I kind of felt a little nervous because it feels like I'm relaunching the site. Like, I guess I kind of am. I took maybe a 4-week or almost a month now break from the shop so that I could like get the move done and everything. I'm not gonna lie, it was a nice little break from the shop because when I pack orders, it does take a really long time, so I was able to get like a little bit of a break from it, but I'm really excited to pack again and excited to do this again. So I think having a little break here and there is necessary so you don't like experience burnout as a small business. And I'll let you guys know how the update went. Hey guys, just wanted to check in with you on how the shop update is going. It is Saturday morning right now. The shop launched on Thursday around noon, and within like 20 to 30 minutes, we had so many orders. And now it's Saturday, so we have about almost 35 to 40 orders. Holy crap, you guys. That is the most I've ever had at one time for like just like a restock weekend. It may not seem a lot in numbers, but each order does consist of at least like 2 to 3 plants. We have some like 1 unit orders and everything like that too, but we do have a lot of orders that consist of at least 2 things per order, which is great. So thank you guys so much. You guys went hard this week. Oh my gosh. Literally, my phone was blowing up within the first like couple hours of you guys just purchasing. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. I'm so sorry that it took so long, but thank you guys for being patient with the update. It just feels so good to know that you guys trust me and you guys really love the plants that I'm able to bring to you guys and everything like that. And just seeing all the notifications come through, like, you guys are awesome. So thank you guys so much for all the support. It's been a hell of a journey with Plant Life Lex. I will be a year old in July. I feel like it's getting better and better, but honestly, I feel like we're just getting started. So yeah, I'm super excited for this journey, and thank you guys so much for all the orders. You guys were ordering so fast that PayPal actually put a hold on my like money because they were like, something seems weird with your transactions because so many people were buying at the same time. So I have to call them to like release the hold, but I just thought that was so funny. I just got back from an appointment. I just got some Starbucks and I'm going to start editing this vlog. I've been editing this vlog pretty much the whole week. I try to do it in portions so it's not so much work because the vlogs are about a week of footage. So I'm trying to set specific days to edit the vlog. And then my Saturday video for today just came out this morning, so I need to go and check on how that's doing and respond to some comments. Tomorrow, you guys won't see it. You'll see it in the next vlog, but I'm going to be packing all of the orders. But I will have some help tomorrow from James' sister. Her name is Amy. And you guys are gonna start seeing Amy here and there. And she is going to officially start helping me out. So I'm really excited for that. And I'm excited for you guys to meet Amy as well. So you guys will see her in the next vlog. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, seeing all the behind the scenes and everything like that. These are my favorite videos to record because honestly, there's always something to share, you know what I mean? And I also like this type of content because it kind of brings two demographics together. It brings people who are into like e-commerce, small business, being an entrepreneur, and it also brings in the plant community as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys give this video a like. It helps me out a lot. Liking a video on YouTube is a great way to support your favorite creators because it helps YouTube push our videos to the algorithm. So I would really appreciate if you guys could just simply like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.